Free dentures. Call Senior Insurance at 502-403-4242.
All right, this is Brothers Helping Brothers show. I'm your host, Jerald Muhammad. Thank you for joining me and being here with us this afternoon. A beautiful sunny day here in the city of Louisville, and it looks like Louisville is going to be successful in the football game today. Good to see the Cards turn everything around. Got a great show today. Going to talk about some different issues, and we are going to talk about the methane plant and the big controversy around that. We are going to address that. We're also going to talk about the follow-up plan to the Million Man March. We have meeting after meeting after meeting, and there's generally never any follow-up. But there are 6 points that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and a group of scholars met on for a national agenda. And one of the things that we are going to be doing is we're going to be setting up a beef hotline. I got a call out of New Orleans a couple of days ago, and you know how a lot of our folks don't trust calling the police, but the community organizations have their own hotline in the city that when there's different gang members or if somebody wants to squash a beef, they call a 1-800 number with absolutely no police involved, and all calls are confidential, and then these brothers are coming together and mediating differences in our community. So that's something that we're going to be looking for. I want to encourage everyone to go to justiceorelse.com. That's justiceorelse.com. Minister Farrakhan is asking for 10,000 fearless men and women who are willing to sign up and to get trained, not to go fight an enemy, but to go in our community and make peace. We want to show you how to go into the community and do conflict resolution and resolve differences between the Crips and the Bloods and various gangs and organizations in our community. Go to justiceorelse.com. It's a free app. You can download it to your smartphone. Before we get into our show, we do want to thank our sponsor, Senior Insurance. If you have the red, white, and blue Medicare card and you need free eyeglasses and free dental, give us a call at 403-4242 for free eyeglasses and free dental. All you have to do is have the red, white, and blue Medicare card. Give us a call, 403-4242. And joining us here in just a moment or so, we're going to have, God willing, a very special guest joining us, my brother and friend, Rick Ross. I'm not talking about the rapper Rick Ross. I'm not talking about the Johnny-come-lately Rick Ross. I'm talking about Freeway Rick Ross. There's a movie out called Kill the Messenger. If you have Netflix, you can watch that movie, Kill the Messenger, on Netflix. And much of that movie is centered around the life, trials, and tribulations of Freeway Rick Ross. But Rick Ross had basically like a life sentence in prison that he wasn't going to get out. God blessed him to get out. While he was in, the rapper Rick Ross basically just took over his identity, took over his name, his look, you know, with the bald head and the beard. And, you know, there was a lawsuit with that. We're not going to get into all of that. But Rick Ross, since he has been out of prison, has been traveling the country. He has a book out, and he's working in the neighborhoods, in the communities across the United States on how to get our brothers to stop killing one another and trying to get them out of the drug game. So we're very proud of the work that Rick Ross is doing, and also we're going to bring Rick Ross to Louisville, God willing, before the year is out, and do a community event and let him help us do our work in the community. I want those who may be discouraged, those who may be feeling a little down today, I just want to give you a message to let you know that God loves you. You are special, and nothing happens but by God's permission. And know that before God will bless you, he will always test you to make sure you're ready to handle what he's getting ready to give you. And in this hour, you have to know, you have to understand that this is a very critical hour. There's a lot going on around the world. One of the tools of Satan is the art of distraction. Satan's aim is to distract you from your goals. I have on the line with us right now Brother Rick Ross. Rick, are you on the line, my brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. I thank you so much for calling in. And I want those who are listening to text a friend right now, call them and tell them we've got the real Rick Ross on the air right now on the Jerald Muhammad radio show. Brother, what's going on?
Oh, man, just working hard, trying to make a difference.
Yes, yeah. And I know you said you were in Atlanta, so you live in Los Angeles, and you've been traveling the country. Tell us a little bit about your book and then what you're going to be doing in Atlanta.
Well, I've been traveling the country with the book, and it is a best-selling. And independently published.
Mm-hmm.
Book about my life, how I got started, how I pretty much come to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Atlanta. I'm headed to Nashville, Tennessee. We're doing a business retreat tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll be talking to people about how to have money and some of the problems that we have in the black community. I believe that a lot of our problems stem around economics, the lack of jobs and opportunity for our young black men and women.
Yeah, I agree. And, brother, I got to spend some time with you when you came here to Louisville, and I saw the impact that you had when we went to some of the youth correctional centers and the way our young people were responding. What has been your message when you go out there and talk to young people, and what are their concerns?
Well, the number one thing is that our young people have to know that the deck is stacked against them from the start. Your color is definitely not a plus here in America. And then I like education. This education system is not designed to see us flourish, so we have to adjust to that as well. Most of us don't have a rich uncle, rich auntie, grandparent come in and finance our company. So, we have to be willing to get down and gritty and grind our way, up to the top little by little.
Yes. And, I appreciate the work that you're doing. And, in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Jerald Muhammad Show. On the line right now, we have the real Rick Ross, old nickname Freeway Rick Ross, but not the rapper Rick Ross. This is the real Rick Ross. So we have him on the air right now. He's just sharing his work and what he's doing in the community. So how are things out there in Los Angeles? Have you been able to spend much time out there in the area where you're from?
I've spent a little time in L.A. Most of my time is spent on the road, going from city to city, which has been a good thing. That's how I push my books, my T-shirts, and so forth. And really, that's the way I make my income. But L.A. is where I call home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad one, L.A. L.A. is still probably one of the most racist states in the country.
Yes.
Even though it's real settled, and not just Los Angeles, but California altogether.
Yes. And, I don't want to keep you on the line too long. I just called you today and you responded so quick. I know how your schedule is, and last time we couldn't hook up. You were speaking right in the middle of a speaking engagement. So we really appreciate all the work that you do. Now, did you get a chance to make it to the Million Man March, to the anniversary in D.C.?
I didn't. I was speaking at the same time at Lincoln College in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And I'd already booked that months ahead of time. And at the time, I didn't know what day the Million Man March was going to be.
Okay.
But it was definitely something that my heart was there, even though my body wasn't.
Yes.
So I really plan on being there.
Yes. Well, I know, you're doing the work that needs to be done in our community, and I've had so many brothers from the community in particular ask, what can we do to get you to come back here to Louisville? So what do we have to do to get Real Ross the real Rick Ross back in Louisville, so you can share some of that knowledge and wisdom with us?
Well, we just have to set something up, where we have an event plan and everything. And
Okay.
I'm definitely open to come back down. I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing my story and my testimony with people, and hopefully it would enlighten them into seeing some of the things that I saw, because I believe that once you've been down that road, it's easier to get the information than to go out and live that same situation.
Woo! That was heavy. That was heavy. What message would you have for young brothers in Louisville that are listening right now, or what message would you have for some of the parents that may have some 20-year-old sons out here in the streets? What message would you have for those of us who are parenting, teenage boys or for young men in their early 20s?
Well, definitely for the young men, we must become critical thinkers. We should already know that the deck is stacked against us, that this system doesn't want us to succeed, but it's imperative that we do succeed, that we take everything we got in us and make it, because it's up to us to start the businesses that it's going to take for our families to be employed. And for the parents, the system has taught us so much punishment. But you can't come at your kids with these kids today with anger and bitterness. You have to come at them with love and respect. When you do that, they'll respect you back. Because when you come at them fighting, that's what they're so used to. They see fighting everywhere they go. So
wow.
They believe that when somebody's fighting them, they fight back. So you definitely can't come at them with anger and bitterness. You got to come at them with love and respect and understanding. And I think that's why I get along with them so well, because I understand them. I've been there, and I know what they're going through, and I respect what they're going through.
Mm-hmm. Now, how much time did you do? That on the case that you were charged with, how much time did you do before you were released?
I did 20 years in about 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, and that's something, just to still see your spirit intact and the way that you're, giving back to the community. You definitely have a story to tell, and very, very powerful young brother. I know that you're a little older, but you got the spirit of a young man. Even though you are still a young man. I mean, we're all getting up in age, but man, just to watch the way those young brothers respond to you. Now, do you have a website, or how can we, those who want to learn more about what you're doing? And by the way, we've got Rick Ross on the line, the real Rick Ross. Rick, before I let you go, is there a website or any information you want to give? Somebody may want to go online and purchase your book or read about what you're doing.
Yeah, they can get it off of my social media, Freeway Rick, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the major websites. And it'll tell them how to buy the book and how to buy my t-shirts and just how to support. I'm also working right now. I want to start an investment group.
Wow.
I'm working on putting that together as we speak. Because a lot of people, they see my success and they want to know how I do it. Mm-hmm. I want to continuously teach others my format and the steps that I take to do it.
And one last question, Rick Ross. We've had this discussion before, but I know you're an avid reader, and you talk about a few books that changed your life. So if you could share those book titles with our listening audience before you go, I would greatly appreciate that.
As a Man Think by James Allen, or As a Woman Think by James Allen, Think and Grow Rich by Nicole McGill, and The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Those, I read those kind of books before I left prison, and those are my favorite 3 books right now. And don't forget the Freeway Rick Ross Untold Autobiography.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, my brother, we're not going to keep you any longer, and I thank you for responding so quick. You were just on my mind, and I reached out for you today, and you picked the phone up. And thank you so much, brother. You know we love you, appreciate the work that you're doing, and I'm going to get together with a team of people and see if we can get together, put something together, set an event, if we can get you in here before the new year. But we're going to put you to work when you come now. I know you like to work, but we're going to have you on the radio, TV.
That's the easy part. You know, get it set up is the hard part.
Yes, sir.
It's the easy part. You know, also give a shout out to Brother James. You know, I spoke to him today.
Okay.
Hope he's feeling better, and LeBron too.
Okay, we'll do. All right, thank you so much, Brother Rick. You have a blessed day and enjoy yourself there in Nashville.
All right.
Okay, peace. Thank you. All right, that was the real Rick Ross right here on Brothers Helping Brothers radio show. Jerald Muhammad here, your host. We were talking with the real Rick Ross, and he was sharing on how we can get young people. He said you can't come with them with anger and fight with them. You got to bring love and concern, and that's how you get respect from young people. That young people are so used to confusion and fighting that when you come at them that way, that's what they give back to you. Now, there's been a lot of controversy, and my brother Rick Ross brought up a great point that we need economic development in our community. There's been a lot of controversy over this methane plant. And a lot of folks came to me and said, hey, we got to fight against this. It's a bad thing. It can explode. It's putting off gases in the community. Would you help us? I said, certainly. I went on television, newspaper, radio. I opened the airways up here, and everybody said it's bad, bad, bad. No, no, no. Now, all of a sudden, everybody is saying it's okay or it's not as bad as what we thought. Well, as leaders, we have to be very, very careful because there's a real perception out here with the people that leadership has sold out. And that the people feel like that they can't really trust us. So I want to encourage those who may be listening. We do need economic development, but what if we put our own nickels and dimes together? If you could take a note out of the playbook of the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it cost us nearly $2 million to have the Million Man March. Who paid for that? I tell you that the government didn't pay for it. Businesses didn't pay for it. We went to the streets all across the United States, and in 8 weeks, you all don't hear me, in 8 weeks, I'm talking nickels and dimes, selling dinners on Saturday, that we raised $1.5 million across this country and paid off every bill to host the Million Man March. Our bank account is not with Heaven Hill. Our bank account is not with any corporation. Our bank account is the hearts of the people. Black folks got money. How do I know black folks got money? Because Family Dollar wouldn't be set up here in the West End. Dollar General wouldn't be set up in the West End. Indies wouldn't be in the West End. If you want to make some money, come set up around Negroes and you'll get paid. We have money, but for some reason, black folks buy what they want and beg for what they need. I'm going to say that again. Black folks buy what they want and beg for what we need. We got money for cigarettes. We got money for liquor. We got money for bad food. But when you talk about money for education, money for economic development, what if some 200 churches in the West End got together and all donated? The large churches put $500 a month in a community fund. The medium-sized churches put in $200 a month. And then the smaller churches do $100 a month. How much money would we have in a week? In a month. How much money would we have in 2 months? How much money would we have at the end of the year? And I want to tell everybody listening to the sound of my voice, anytime somebody gives you money, they want something in return. That's just real. That's why I pay for this radio show myself. I pay for this radio show myself. That way I have complete autonomy and the show can remain authentic for the purpose in which I created the show. And if you come and help me, if you have a radio show and you want me to help you on your radio show and I sponsor your show, I'm going to have some influence over it since I'm giving my money. That's just life. And anybody who gives our organizations or churches money, they're not going to leave your program alone. They're not going to leave it authentic, and we can't go to the oppressor and help him and ask him to finance our resurrection. The man who pushed you down and knocked you to the curb, you can't go to him and say, how come you won't grab my hand and help me up? And I just got to tell some of us, the powers that be don't care about black folks. They don't care about us. Well, they made a treaty with the Indians. How did that work out? Every promise that has been made to the blacks and to the oppressed, the enemy has not kept their word. So what I want to say to us, family, is that leadership's got to be strong, got to be bold, got to be courageous. But I'm telling you, there's some credibility that has been lost by the people in the street. Don't get mad at me. I'm the messenger. I'm just saying we have to look at when the people lose hope and trust in us, we have to get our credibility back. And I'm telling you, the Bible doesn't say my people are destroyed for the lack of money. It doesn't say our people are destroyed for the lack of Cadillacs. Our people are destroyed for the lack of housing, the lack of businesses. It says that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And the knowledge that we lack, brothers and sisters, is the knowledge of self. The knowledge that we lack is the knowledge of the time and what must be done. The time of begging white folks is over with. They're tired. Listen to the words of the mayor. He said, heaven and hell didn't have to do nothing. Be glad they're doing something for you. That's some cold, hard truth, but it is the truth. They don't have to do anything because nobody is ever going to treat us any better than we're willing to treat ourselves. The phone lines are open, 776-1205, 776-1205. We have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Peace, Minister Jerald.
Peace.
I wanted to say thank you, brother, for the last 3 to 4 minutes of what you just said. And most importantly, what you said about the lack of credibility, you know what I'm saying, and giving that history. Because, you know, and not rehashing all this, but you have to study. That's the whole thing. You have to study history and understand the nature of what you are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You can have any pet owners, do you know, that own snakes? Vicious snakes. And the snakes are nice and happy. When one day that snake doesn't finish nature, he's going to bite you.
Yes.
He's going to wrap around you. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But why be shocked? You understand the nature of what you're dealing with. And real quick, like you mentioned about the credibility, it was a very sad day. And right now, we are seeing everything. When people I was part of the civil rights movement, they talk about all this stuff like this was yesteryear. This is today. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have time to be fly by night, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. We need tangible things right now. And it's not just one person or 3 people. It's all of us having that leader within. So I appreciate you making it plain and putting the truth out there. Like Minister Jerald said, it's nothing else. What we gonna do, black people,
that's
what we gonna do.
All right. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. I appreciate the words of encouragement. And my sister, if you're still listening, I want to invite you out, and everyone to listen to audience. We are going to be at the Urban League. The Million Man March Organizing Committee, we're hosting an event this Tuesday, November 17th at 7 p.m. at the Louisville Urban League at 16th and Broadway. I will be giving the keynote address. Come on out. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to network with business people, network with community activists. Our message is stop the killing. We're going to have some of the family members of some of the recent murder victims out. Join us this Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the Louisville Urban League. We have another caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, hello.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You were talking about the building of Heaven Hill.
Yes,
Okay, then they're saying that that's going to be killing people. But do they think about all these kids that are laying out here selling these drugs that are killing people every night, and the people that are killing each other every night? A lady's son killed 2 men. The mother wants him under house arrest. For what? I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yes.
If he killed somebody, I wouldn't want him in my house. We've got to first get something to do with this education. Your kids should not be coming in and can't do 4+4. If they don't do anything about the education, where are the kids going to go?
That's right.
We got to do something else about these kids. I saw a little boy going to work the other day. He took off his belt, the whole pants fell down. Why are kids out there buying pants and things like that? It's just unbelievable.
Yes, ma'am.
These people don't want to help themselves sometimes.
Yes,
If they
ma'am.
don't help themselves, how are you going to help them?
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for the call, my sister.
Okay, you're welcome.
You know, I appreciate the sincerity of my sister's call. We have to ask the question: how did we get like this? And as Rick Ross said earlier, it's by design. The deck is stacked against us. You know, why is it that black folks are killing each other every weekend in West Louisville, but the Vietnamese aren't killing each other in the south end of Louisville? The Mexicans aren't shooting each other down. It's us killing us. It's because we don't have love of self and we haven't been taught to love self. We have one more caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. You made it. You're going to be our last caller for the show. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to encourage you all to, I wish I could be at the meeting Tuesday night, but want to encourage you, I'm a third grade assistant in the school system. One of the things I'm seeing with a lot of the anger that's going on with the kids is that most of the kids have this aggression and anger. I don't know what's going on at home.
Wow.
But at school, they cannot read. We're talking about the third grade. I cover 3 classes, and there are multiple kids in each class who cannot read. I'm having to do kindergarten level work with them to try to get them up to speed. So we need to also do some workshops with parents on teaching them to be the primary teacher. You cannot expect your child to send your child to school anymore to necessarily learn everything they need to learn. So
Yes, ma'am.
hopefully we can hook up at some point,
Sure.
talk about bridging the gap from different perspectives.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And my sister, if you need to reach me, my email address is outreach502@twc.com. Outreach502@twc.com. That's for Time Warner Cable. We're almost out of time. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Brothers Helping Brothers show. This has been Jerald Muhammad. Earlier in the show, we had a phone call special guest, the real Rick Ross, who we will be bringing here to Louisville to help us get in the streets and talk to some of these young folks. And I'm asking everyone to join us this Tuesday. It's a new day, no business as usual. We got a great new president at the Louisville Urban League with Sadiqa Reynolds. She opened the place up to us for free of charge. We were paying $300 and $400 just to have a meeting at the Urban League before she got in the office. So let's give her a chance. Let's give our young people a chance. Join us at the Urban League. Jerald Muhammad. I will be speaking there this Tuesday at 7 o'clock, presenting a 6-point plan, a national black agenda from the Million Man March. This Tuesday, November 17th at 7 p.m. This Tuesday, Louisville Urban League, 7 o'clock. Be there. Come with a good attitude. Yes, it's another meeting. Yes, we're going to be talking, but we're going to be pushing forward for progress. Know that you are special. Know that God loves you. Keep your head up. Nothing happens but by God's permission. We are the people of God, and all of this stuff is part of God's divine plan. Lastly, we want to thank our sponsor, Senior Insurance. If you have the red, white, and blue Medicare card, if you have Medicare and need free eyeglasses and free dental, call 403-4242, 403-4242. Thank you for listening. God bless.
Brothers Helping Brothers radio program. Brothers Helping Brothers' purpose is to motivate, inspire, and encourage our listeners